Siddhante Gocharam Tamagocharam Govindam Paramanandam Sadgurum Pranatosmyaham. Please read verse number 441. Yatra pravishta vishaya parerita nadi pravaiva varirasho linanti sanmatratayana vikriyam utpadayanti sayatir vimuktah Vijñāta brahma tattvasya yatha purvam na sansrutihi asti chenna sa vijñāta brahma bhavo bahirmukhah Vijñāta brahma tattvasya yatha purvam na sansrutihi asti chenna sa vijñāta brahma bhavo bahirmukhah. Thus you can see in the last verse how beautifully it is described as against the popular notion that in wisdom there is no perception. The person who is aware of himself, awakened to himself, no more interested in perception, or there is no impressions, thoughts and all these things. As against that, he puts a beautiful verse where he says, how to perceive, not to perceive. We must see these things because these are the ideas which completely prevent the individual from approaching this knowledge. Whereas the average person has a very, very rigid, hard, austere picture of being enlightened or wise or religious, whatever language you use. That the person should, when a man is happy with himself, no more he sees, hears, tastes, touches anything. Always happy with himself. So these type of description prevent you from approaching the scripture. Whereas look at the message. As even unto the ocean, varirasau, into the ocean of water, nadi pravaha, hundreds of rivers are pouring in. But the ocean is not overflowing. And when the rivers are not going in, the ocean is not drying up. In the same way, the person who is contented with himself, being the ocean of consciousness, all-pervasive, unto him, that is how the sense organ rivers carry the waters of impression. As you are looking at things, sounds, sights, touches, taste, smell, each one in like a river. And through that, impressions are going in. Memories of various kinds, they merge in the ocean of consciousness. The consciousness that yourself is not overflowing or disturbed by the arrival of the thoughts, nor when they cease to exist, no perception, no sensation, no impression, there is no emptiness in your being, yourself. That is why meditation, being yourself, is independent of the presence or absence of a thought. You must be yourself. If you want to introduce a thought, listen carefully, if you want to introduce a thought, contemplate on a thought, the requirement is to use the nature of the thought. And what is the nature of the thought? The nature of the thought is that which reminds you. Listen carefully. Which reminds you. The thoughts remind you. The thoughts do not recreate. Please appreciate that statement. I hope you see it clearly. Please understand, nothing in this creation will ever affect you without being a thought in you. That is why unknown objects do not create any trouble for you. Somebody else's memories do not create any problem for you. Because his thought, her thoughts, his memories, her memories do not exist for you. That is why para upadesha panditya. People are very dexterous in advising others. When it comes to their own problem, they don't know how to handle it. So the thoughts are to be understood very clearly. And a thought reminds. A thought does not recreate. And without a thought, you cannot remember. Please tell me my grandfather's name. You cannot. Am I great? If you ask your grandfather's name, I can't say anything. There's no thought. Your thoughts do not create things, but your thoughts make it real for you. That is why even a misunderstanding drives you crazy. It has no validity, absolutely no sanction, no reality, but a thought is haunting you, like a suspicion. You are suspicious that your girl or boy or husband or wife going somewhere. You are jealous that something is happening somewhere in somebody else's life. You misunderstand a statement, what the other person has not told, not intended. But you are already tortured, tormented, roasted, persecuted, destroyed within. Just see the power of thought. So the thoughts must be understood. A thought is just a picture. It reminds you something. So, in your meditation, when you are being with yourself, first understand, you don't need a thought to be yourself. Like, no name is needed for an object to exist. If you don't name it hibiscus, this flower is not going to disappear. This is a double hibiscus. And this is not going to disappear if you don't name it. I hope you have taken these ideas and understood it clearly. It's a nameless thing, and the whole universe is nameless. We create a name for the object. So the no name creates the object. Naturally, therefore, no thought can create an object. So for you to be yourself, a name is not needed. a thought is not needed. Anama, arupa, nameless, formless being. That's what you are. It's not a theoretical speculation. It is your being. Every moment you use it, unconscious. That is why most people suffer in life. And a thought affects, where they don't know how to handle that thought. So, when you appreciate yourself, who you are, thereafter, each thought, when it comes up, you know it has one job only. When it comes up, first listen, when it comes up, you did not bring it up. It comes by itself. If you initiate a thought, that should not be a problem because you are consciously initiating. If it comes by itself, it should not matter because if it comes by itself, goes by itself. Please understand that. A thought lingers because you don't want it to linger. That not wanting is an involvement. It did not come because you wanted it. Therefore, you don't have to want it to go away. And again, why being afraid of a thought? As I told you, it's a caller ID. It is just a suggestion. But one thing the thought does, it reminds me of what it is. It reminds me of something, it reminds an experience. Therefore, use that potential. If the job of the thought is to remind me of something, so consciously you initiate a thought about yourself, Shivoham, Shivoham. Not to repeat, to please God, but to see the meaning of it. Aham, Shivaha. Auspiciousness, the I. Immortality, I. One and the same. Knowing fully well, words don't create the reality. You are using a word because that is how the thought reminds. A word does not create the object, reminds. So, you use the thought to remind yourself. And if there is no thought, you are with yourself. So at no time there is any need to fight with the thoughts. So the idea in that verse, you see, is not to deny a thought, not to deny a perception, but learning how to perceive, how to think, how to use your perceptions, impressions. Can there be a better life, friends? Think. Just think for yourself. That is a thinking. And say it's a thoughtless nonsense, a thoughtless statement. A thought is not a problem. Please, never ever neglect, dismiss, destroy your body, your sense organs, your thoughts, because these are the gateway. The gateways through which you have the access to the universe. Imagine your body disappears. Forget body. Your eyes are lost. Your ears are gone. What type of life it will be? Body is disabled. Dead, na? Finished. Body is disabled. Can you have an access to the universe without your sense organs? How do you say sense organ is a curse? You are stupid not to know how to use it. How can you say your memory is a curse? You don't know how to use your memory. All memories do not torture you. You study physics, chemistry, mathematics, history, geography, accountancy. Because of that you got a job. That memory is not bothering you. But what memory is bothering you? He told me like this. My brother did that. My wife did this. Husband did that. Son did this. Child did this. Government did this. Somebody had slapped me. Somebody told me. This type of memories. Professional memories has never haunted anybody. You are a professor, engineer, doctor, accountant. That is somewhere stage. That is why accountant is not disturbed. Husband in you is disturbed. Wife in you is disturbed. Brother in you is disturbed. Friend in you is disturbed. The governor is not disturbed. Understand, the position is not disturbed. If the position is disturbed in relation to the position that you occupy, please. So every thought is beautiful. It's a gateway to the universe. That is why Sariram, the body in Vedic tradition, Deha Devalaya Proktaha. Dehi Devo Maheshwara. Deha Devalaya Proktaha. The body is the temple, the abode of God. Devalaya. Dehi Devo Maheshwara. The indweller is himself, Maheshwara, the Shiva, Lord himself, consciousness. Only your body, everybody. That is why you don't destroy anybody. Respect natural for the environment. Even as a children, I remember, if we are walking a little speedily, speedily means, suppose dum, dum, like that, marching, I know I have got a hit by the mother. Don't walk like that, Mother Earth. That idea is gone. In Orissa, there is a in June, 4 days pre-cultivation, that is paddy planting. They call it Raja festival. Raja means where the Mother Earth goes through menstruation, not supposed to be touched. So total activity stops. That is the idea. Only after 4th day, the cultivation begins. On the 3-4 days, no girl will walk on the earth barefoot. They should not touch it. They must have the shoes. Those days, in my childhood, there are no shoes. So they were putting on this betel nut leaf, betel nut, from the betel nut, that covering comes out. Like a shoes, they tie it down and they walk like that. The tradition. The physical body, abode. Whose body? Everybody's body. That is why even to pluck a flower, tell the tree, pluck it one. See how these flowers are blooming. You go and talk to flowers, trees. Take care. Why people do not do it? We are so preoccupied. Preoccupied with what? One thought. Not that they are thinking, oh, Swami, you have so many thoughts. Then you will be a writer. People don't think 2,000 thoughts 2,000 times. One thought 2,000 times. What to do, what to do, what to do. Oh, how great thinking. Eh? You understand? 2,000 different thoughts will make a story. One thought million times will not make anything. So preoccupation. And that is why so busy doing nothing. That is why the moment you fall a victim to preoccupation, get out and do some physical work. Or else you shall get hooked into that thought. Physical work is a great, smoother. It makes your life little smooth. Because if you sit down there and try to fix your mind only, that is why simple sitting down and meditating, what you become in the process, become lazy, lethargic. You go to sleep. Because you think you are a holy person and you should have a holy activity. Digging a hole is unholy activity. Doing something physical, manual labor is something looked down upon. The most disgusting thing. The moment you see one thought is really bugging you, instead of sitting down there and watching that nonsense, think it out, fix it, or get out, do something else, change your thought. If you feel like, choice is yours. But having an insight into the thought is the best thing. So being yourself, And thereafter knowing how to perceive, and that's what he told. Yatra pravishta vishaya parerita nadi pravaha iva varirasau. I have a language, the whole thing. Nadi pravaha iva varirasau. Like the rivers pouring into the ocean, sense organs, sense perceptions, sensations, pouring as the rivers of impression into ocean of consciousness. And all water comes in, ocean doesn't overflow. No water come in, ocean doesn't dry up. All perceptions go in, and consciousness doesn't get overwhelmed. No thoughts, there is no emptiness. You are always with yourself. So know how to perceive, not to perceive. Know how to act, not to act. Know how to live and not to die. Very simple, please. Living is our privilege. Don't wait for death. Understand? And meditation is not a job. What are you doing? Meditating. Wasting time. Meditating is not a job. Running is a job. Sitting down may be a job. Swimming is a job. Being your body, is it a job? What are you doing? Just being my body. Just think the statement. I'm just being my body. Is it a job? Physical activity is a job, but physics itself, thinking is a job. I'm thinking on physics or mathematics, chemistry, some article, some poetry, some music, some dance, some thesis. That's a job. Being yourself, the consciousness, meditation itself, that's not a job. Please appreciate it. See that? Okay, having told this, now he says, such a person, Vigyat, one who knows it, Vimuktaha Vigyata Brahma Tattvasya Yatha Purvam Na Sansruti. One who knows this, no more he engages himself in the activity as he was doing before. Meaning, when the person was ignorant, all his activities were triggered by a need for finding satisfaction, contentment, happiness, some type of a fulfillment. Now when he is happy with himself, contented with himself, now he works out of satisfaction, contentment, for the sake of the physical body objects, where you do things, as I told you in the morning, for the getting certain comfort. When I am immortal, listen carefully, simple logic you can take. When I am immortal, body being alive or dead makes no difference to me. But to keep the body alive, I must do something. To kill it, what should you do? That is where you learn how to act. To suffer in the sunshine, what should you do? Helpless. To suffer in the rainy season, what should you do? Helpless. To suffer in the winter, what should you do? Helpless. But to build an air conditioning home in summer, I must do something. I am happy with myself. I can live without AC, I can live with it. Why not an AC if I can afford? Why not create a condition? So somebody must be a scientist, a thinker, to produce that. Please appreciate. Don't stand on the other pole. Secularism, religious, is like two poles, so unfortunate. That's why this self-awareness, knowing yourself, that's why again and again people say Hinduism is not a religion, a way of life. True, it must be seen. Don't make it a cliche. You see it very clearly. You can live with the comfort, you can also live with the discomfort. But to live with the discomfort, what should you do? Nothing. To live with comfort, you must do something. Therefore, do. That is where comes your activity. When somebody asks a question, suppose everybody is happy, then where is the motivation? Understand. Your motivation for work doesn't come from looking for happiness. Your motivation for work comes from the looking for comfort in life. You cannot look for happiness in the object because it's not there. You be happy. But look for the comfort. That is, if the body passes today or tomorrow, makes no difference to me because I am happy with myself. But to keep the body going, I must do something. And to keep it alive and healthy is a great incentive. And therefore, discoveries must be made. So be absolutely practical. When he sees that, begins. So such a person, yatha purvanna sansruti. So before knowing about himself, if the person was engaging in activity, looking for some satisfaction, contentment, and therefore, most of the time, for most of the people, life is a huge escapade. Tired of home, the person spends time in office. Activities are escapes. Doesn't know how to deal with a friend, so goes to other people. Cannot live with somebody, so talk to somebody else. Home is a prison, go to office. Office is a prison, go for a holiday. Holiday is a prison, don't know what to do. Wherever you go, prison. Why? You are a prisoner. You can escape from everywhere, but you can't escape from the prison of your mind. Understand? That is why ignorance must go. You know about yourself. So the difference between wise person and ignorant is when the ignorant person always attempting to escape from something or other. And most important, listen carefully, most important, ignorant person always attempts. It looks as though he is trying to escape from the home to office, office to holiday, holiday to a friend to a food, food to a pleasure, movie, movie to something. But in reality, what he is trying to escape from his own mind. Every person tries to escape from his own mind. They don't know what to do. So keep the mind in somewhere engaged so that these thoughts that he is afraid of doesn't come. But how long can you keep it? As long as there is a thought, an idea, a concept, something which really bugs you, the moment you stop the other activity, that comes up. The person doesn't know what to do. That is why you know yourself. When you know yourself, when in ignorance your activities were more escapades, now you are not escaping from yourself. You are happily engaging yourself in every activity. Why? Because I am happy with myself. Something has to be done, then why not this? You are kartabhyam, maya kartabhyam iti buddhya karoti. Because it is to be done by me, therefore aham karomi, therefore I shall do, but nothing else. Why do you see? What else to do? Why do you do this? Kartabhyantara bhavat, there is nothing else to be done. Why do you listen to this music? What is something to listen? Why not a music? But you can't listen. Thank you, switch it off. Why are you watching a movie or something, watching a site like that? No, what else to do? Something to be seen, so I am seeing this. No, you cannot. Okay, thank you. Amazing personality. That's what he says. By chance such a person is there, asti chet nasa vigyata brahma bhava bahirmukha. If you are still a bahirmukha, extroverted, meaning looking for contentment, satisfaction somewhere, na brahma bhava vigyata, you don't know the truth. Understand? Going for an experience is not escapade. Going for an experience, looking for a happiness is an escapade, where you are no more happy with yourself. See, simple example you can take. You are happy at your home, very happy at your home. But why all the time being at home? Go for a walk, go to another place. And when the walk is over, there is no resistance to return home. then you are not escaping. The journey is over. The holiday is over. Happily go back home. Because there is no resistance to return home. So you are not escaping. You are just literally extending your happiness from your home to some other place. Close your eyes, you are happy with yourself. Open your eyes, you are happy with yourself. Why not see something? Engaging yourself in certain activities. But when that comes to an end, at the end of the day, I am happy with myself. Any time when the action is over, I am always happy with myself. But not, there is no fear of being bored. I don't know what to do. Now this is over. The holiday coming to an end. Now this is engagement comes to an end. So much emptiness. Emptiness, shunyata, what they call emptiness, never ever touches, because you are the fullness. Where the other person says emptiness, you see purnata, fullness, absolute. That is why such a person, there is no escaping. You are with thoughts, comfortable. In activity, comfortable. No activity, comfortable. No thought, comfortable. Because you are totally comfortable with yourself. Okay? So by chance somebody escaping into some activity, that person doesn't know the truth, because he'll be afraid of returning to himself. That is why many people cannot face themselves. Can you be alone? If you are alone, you have a right to live with everything. In Indian marriage tradition, especially in South India, they do that. Before your marriage is solemnized, the boy is supposed to go to Kashi Yatra. That's a tradition. In South, in North India, it's not there. Kashi, meaning you must travel north. As a Vairagi, you must travel north with a ordinary cloth, an umbrella. You have to walk towards the north. Then the maternal uncle of the girl will call you back. Okay, enough. We know your austerity, we know your denial, don't be a renunciate. Come, take the hand of this girl, settle down in life. If you are ready for renunciation, you are fit for indulging. A Shiva is a fantastic icon. The Shiva is the greatest ascetic, most erotic. Erotic, ascetic. Shiva's icon is ultimate in eroticism, in asceticism. When is an ascetic, meditation, years. Eroticism in the company of the concert, years. Erotic, ascetic. Because when you deny things, listen carefully, when you can live without things, you have no fear of losing when you are with things. Are you getting that? When you can live without things, you have no fear of losing things that you are with. You stay in a forest, 7 days, 10 days, 15 days, eating nothing. Just maybe a leaf or a fruit, few things. Suppose 15 days you have done it. When you come back to the society, living in some place, one day there is no food. Will you go crazy? 15 days I have lived. 1 day is not there. Does it matter? 2 days, so what? 10 days, so what? Why? 15 days. You have tested out your endurance. Today they brought out in the newspaper, Chandrayana, the moon chariot. The chariot that will go to moon. Indian government is now trying to send a chariot to the moon. Chandrayana. And today they have finished experimentation with the endurance in a harshest possible space situation. How it will stand. They say it will stand. Okay, then send it. You have seen in yourself the harshest conditions. You have denied everything. Therefore, you have earned your right to indulge in few things. Why? In case it is taken away, you have no fear. Whereas, the person who cannot live without it, if you give him something, he shall be further sucked into it. Like a child playing with a balloon. Take the child, take the balloon away from the child. Just take the balloon away from the child. He will bring the roof down. Because that is his pleasure. Take the car from the baby. Take that little toy train from the child. Because child finds his pleasure there. Same thing human beings. Grown-up babies finding their pleasure in the toys. When you can live alone, you have earned the right to live in company. That is why this marriage is so beautiful. So when you see the truth for yourself, then you will not miss anything. You are happy with yourself, living with things. If that is taken away, and it will be taken away. There shall be nothing which shall give you company forever. Your father, your mother, your husband, your wife, your child, your friend, ultimately your own body. Understand? So, the journey of the wise, having understood the truth, is different from the ignorant. When the ignorant is trying to, most of the time, escaping, here, anchored in himself, just like anchored into the shore, you are cruising on the river. Anytime you can come to the shore. Anchored in the absolute, you are sailing in the relative world. At no time you lose sight of yourself. Okay, read the next verse now. Prachina vasana vegad asau sansarati ched nasadekatva vijnanat mandi bhavati vasana. Prachina vasana vegat asau sansarati ched nasadekatva vijnanat mandi bhavati vasana. So now, having thus talked about a person who is absolutely smart, contemplative, seen the things clearly, where once you see, you don't lose sight. You never, no more life is an escapade, but a fine pilgrimage, where you are not running away from yourself, anchored in the absolute, playing about in the relative universe. But there are people, there shall be many, many minds who may not be that centered, who may not be that strong, that once they see it forever. No, there is a possibility, he takes into account a very human possibility. Because all types of minds are there. Manda, Madhyama, Uttama, Adhikari. A Uttama Adhikari is one sin, finished. After that, never missing. But there are Manda Madhyama Adhikari, the middle variety, neither this way nor that way, or Manda, very, very gross. Such minds also will be there. And when it is there, he says, Prachina Vasana Vegat Sansarati Chet. Even though you are aware of yourself, but suddenly sometimes a thought comes and overtakes you. Before you know, you are already in the lakeside. Before you know, you are already in the chocolate shop. Before you know, you are already exploding. Before you know, you are already fighting or arguing with somebody. Then you say, cha. That is what it is, cha. After you get into that, you know, that is what he says. You know what you should do. But before you are aware, already you are taken away. It's not this. Krishna also says, very, very human dimension. Don't be an idealistic. Just don't be an idealist. You look at yourself, where do you stand? Does it so happen to you see forever? Wow, your mind is it's a oomph mind. Absolutely fantastic. There is no question of missing it again. But most minds will be in this condition where there is a possibility of, even though you are aware, unconsciously falling into the stream of thought and then ending up in a physical situation. Krishna says, Yatato hapi kaunteya purushasya vipaschitah pramathini indriyani haranti prasabham mana. They are not stories talked about, this man did that, therefore he is, because this man believed, therefore he got it, because this man did not believe, therefore he died. Not that type of idiotic stories. No. It talks about your mind, strips it out. Yatato hyapi kaunteya, he kaunteya, he Arjuna, yatatopi, even though striving, sincerely struggling, sincerely contemplating, sincerely listening, vipaschitah purusasya, this smart, discriminative individual, manaha prashabham harati, prashabham balatkarena, without giving any time, choice, forcibly, the mind as though hijacks him out. Your thought hijacks you. Before you know, you are already shouting. Before you know, you are already fighting. Before you know, you are already angry, suspicious. Before you know, you are already sitting miserably. Just half an hour before, 1 hour before, listen to the class. Ananda Murti, Anavadya Kirti, infinite glory, absolute bliss, Niravadhi Gaganabham, Niskalam, Nirvikalpam, ocean of consciousness, formless, absolute. There is nothing other than it. Then suddenly you step out of the class. Who took my chappal from here? I want to know. I want to know. Then other people are surprised. Hey, just now what is this? Swamiji has not even reached his house. Why are you shouting? Don't tell me that. I know what I am talking. I have heard Swamiji also. You are not the only one who have heard him. Don't tell me what I am supposed to do. Okay? Where is my chapel? The Brahman goes through the door. I am not telling you a joke, huh? It happens. Or go to the kitchen. Why that fellow is given like that, I am not given that? Every day you are doing that discrimination. What are you doing like that? What is, every day means what? Every day you are exploding, swallowing. Every day you are exploding, swallowing. One day, boom. It happens. Happens. Don't take it for granted. It's such a human dimension. It happens. Very nice, very kind, very sweet. But suddenly, oh, devil comes back. What is happening? Why is he shouting like that? Long before somebody points it out to you, can you see it for yourself? Hey, I am moving out. Oh. Sometimes, please don't be idealist. Reactions, heavy reactions will come. When it comes, can you be conscious and settle down a little and see and talk to yourself. Oh man, had I not seen this, I would have been already exploded. Okay, let the wave pass. Let the wave pass. And when it passes, just like if you climb a bigger mountain, you discover greater strength in you. More complicated emotions you climb over, stronger person you emerge. That is why don't try to suppress, dismiss, ignore emotions. You will not be a master, you will be an escapist. Face. Face. Why this is happening? I am the bliss, absolute truth. Then why? You contemplate. By chance it comes, prachina vasana vegat, because of your prior impressions which have been picked up in time for a long time. Long before you know your absolute Brahman, happiness, bliss itself. From childhood until now, so many thoughts, impressions have been picked up. And you are freely reacting. The child doesn't consciously react. Therefore, a grown-up child doesn't consciously react. When you are not aware of yourself, nobody points it out to you. Sometimes you know common sense, common courtesy, that I should not react. Just being polite, that is your values, help you to keep everything under the cover. Nice upbringing means what? A conditioning given to you to keep all these wayward, unrestricted reactions to be kept under cover. You don't explode in public, but in come home or go to a friend and talk it out. This fellow, I don't know what to do. You talk it out, but you don't tell it in public. Why? Because you are a trained dog. Understand? Just like a trained dog. It trained not to bite somebody. Human beings also, just if you feel offended by being told trained dog, all right. The dog which is trained like a man. Honorable? Choice is yours, okay? It makes no difference. Both one and the same. Because both are animals. Sophistication means hypocrisy in a concealed way. Sophisticated behavior, hypocritical behavior. Whatever, even if you feel it, you should not say anything. But later on you can go and cut the throat quietly. You understand? Dangerous. So from the childhood you have been reacting. So, not being conscious. So today when you are aware, you understand, yes, that's right. In a moment of happiness, I am with myself. But then suddenly you are somewhere. If you are somewhere, now that is the time, either somebody points it out, somebody points out, you come back, okay. Or you become aware. You withdraw yourself from the place. Then think it aloud, how it happened. You sit down, go through the whole thing again. Because long before an atom bomb explodes under the desert, it has exploded in the mind of the scientist. Long before the artist gives his first stroke on the canvas, The picture is already in the mind. Long before the sculptor uses his chisel and hammer, the picture is already in the mind. The picture is being carved out for others, but he has seen the picture. So long before you explode in anger, hatred, jealousy, or smitten by love, affection, anything, moved by kindness, compassion, anything, it has already happened in your mind. Are you watching it from the source? If you can't, then it goes on building up. When it's building up, are you watching it? Can you watch it? Some people cannot watch. Because so gross activities. It doesn't matter where you are. Even if you are the grossest man, you can go to the subtlest of subtle yourself. Suksmat, suksmataram nityam, which is subtler than the subtlest, the absolute yourself. But be conscious. So the possibility is that it will happen. If it happens, observe. Don't blame people. Don't say, he only made me angry, you know. Again they are the same thing. He made me angry. She made me do this. Don't. The first thing that nonsense drops out of your life is blaming others. You don't blame. Even if the fellow is a rascal. Now you are grateful that he or she is your driving test. You know, making this like the brake inspector. In Indian road, buffaloes are known as brake inspector. Because as you are driving, suddenly one buffalo comes. So you have to stop. So you is testing out. Your brake is working or not. So don't blame the buffalo. Same way, when you are living through your life, other people are buffaloes. Your brake inspectors. They are testing out your patience, wisdom, your hypocrisy, and genuineness. Somebody tells you something, and if you are suddenly bursting, say, I thought you were so quiet. What happened? Like one day a teacher asked a man, what is your understanding of Vedanta? To a student he asked, what is your understanding of Vedanta? No creation, no God, no creation, no creator, no jiva, no jagat, no Ishvara, no body, nothing, going on. The teacher suddenly gave him a whack, one stick hit. When he gives him a hit, the fellow says, oh! He says, if there is nothing, where from the pain comes? Where from the pain comes? Nothing, no? And after all these things, oh, I am hungry. Where is hunger coming from? Nothing, no creation, no? No creation, no creator, no creature. Don't be stupid, okay? This theorizing has gone long enough. Nonsense. Handle your mind. Be yourself, watch your thought. Before a thought goes at the level of the action, can you be aware? Every word you speak, deliver it. Every move you make, deliver it. Because long before you speak a word, I have kept it half deliberately. The other half has gone through my head. You have not heard. A corresponding thought has passed. I told you now. Thought is going. You won't know. I will pick. Same thing, action. Hey, let's go for a walk. Before you say that, the suggestion has come from your head. Now there is this ant moving here. When it's going there, brain, hey, ant is going, okay, oh. Slowly. If you are not conscious, how many ants you kill? Why? Oh, he is riding over my body. Poor thing. Does he come deliberately to tease you? Huh? Does the mosquito come only for you? Mosquito is flying. You happen to be on the way. Not that he comes to bite you. No, no, listen, please. What is unconscious activity? Right? Hey, not that don't kill mosquito. You can kill mosquito. Nowadays there is a nice tutu, do. It's a gentle way of, nice way of killing mosquito. Huh? Anyway, I don't want to say that. You can do. Kosu is biting you, you can bite the kosu. Huh? No, please. Unconscious activity means problem in life. You take that as a statement and work out. Any time you have encountered a crisis, look back, it will be fully unconscious activity. Unconscious speech, unconscious action leads you there. You did not know what you said. You did not know what you did. And therefore, it creates a heavy chain reaction. And if you are a very conscious person, you know what you speak, you know what you do, you are also seeing the 20th move like a chess player. Why people don't like chess game? Why people don't like chess game? Because 40th move you have to see. If I do this, he will do this. If he does this, I will do this. If he does that one, I will do this one. If he does that one, I will do this one. 10th move you see. If he doesn't do this one, this one, I will do this. All possibilities. Then you make a move. But in spite of that, something can go wrong. Why people like football? Anything you feel like. On the spur of the moment. There is no plan as such. You can play to a plan, but usually speed. Speed game means what? There need not be a plan. That is why. Have you seen riot in chess tournament? Hooligans in chess tournament? Indian crowd and Russian people are fighting with each other because Indian chess player and Russian chess player are playing. There will be 10 people watching the game. Who has time for mind job? Vedanta is like that. Vedanta is a mind job. Entertainments are like football game. So in this crowd, you cannot see more than 10 people sitting there and listening. Why? Mind job. Who wants to do it? Mindless job, anybody can do it. Come on, there is a bhajana sandhya. Everybody has to be hugged and touched, you know. So there will be 20,000 people sitting there, standing and waiting to be touched. In the process, stop for a coffee, McDonald's, hamburger. And then in the line, wait. Why? It's a nice outing. And at the end of the day, hugged also a little. Very nice. Look at your mind. Bye-bye. Namaskar. Who was the? He's like I was telling you, my grandfather, he was such a naughty fellow. Whenever we cross that way, hey, come here. So first we thought he's calling us affection. 5 4 jar. You know, this mathematics, arithmetic. 5 4 jar. 20, then you go away. Because you don't want to, you know, there's a 20 you tell and go away. Because you don't want to stand for the next one. Then word spreads. The moment he calls, he's going to call as per these mathematical equations. So whenever he calls, nobody goes. Another grandfather gets all the grandchildren. Why? He has got a chocolate, some lozenges in his hand. Hey, come here. So when he calls 20 people, the fellow is asking 5 4 jar. He doesn't get one. So somebody say, come here, I'll hug you, touch you, this you, that you. I'll take care of you. There are 10,000 people. Who are you? Kastvam, Koham. And I am going. So 20 people sitting. Understand? Ultimately, who rules the world? Not the players in the field, the brains in the boardroom. The person who thinks, spread the thinking. Okay? Long before you want to do it for somebody, first do it for yourself. Extremely important. Please close your eyes. We'll see more of it tomorrow.